Get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress
Well,
for everyone's benefit.
that was fun. No, I don't have a sound.
The 1%, they just
All right.
take what they like.
I'm going to assume y'all could hear me if it weren't for
We've
music.
got to show
Let's
our
go, baby. I apologize deeply. I was live. I think I was live when all of a sudden I went black and one of the cats underneath the table over here unhooked the cord and everything went off. So I apologize to everybody for being late. My goodness, wait a minute. Let me get this situated because I have no idea if this is even working. Bernadette, can you hear me?
Yes, sir,
I
I can, and you are working live
can
and
hear
in
you.
living color.
Well, thank goodness, because I can't hear anything. My headphones are not working. Well, I mean, I can hear you. I just can't hear me. And normally I can hear me. Anyway.
Okay, John, eventually you're going to have to get them cats out that room.
Yes.
You know that.
Yeah, they got to go
Okay.
now. Now. They're going to move. I swear, they're all over the place. They've made a mess everywhere. Every paper I had is now on. Anyway.
Everybody on YouTube is saying they can hear you loud and clear.
All right, I see that. Well, let's back up because we started. Oh, man, several times. I know Carolyn and John Majesco are here. They're batting down the hatches because it's headed their way next.
Yeah.
Carol Gillens is here. Stephanie Dean, I'm glad y'all fared well. The remixtress is with us. Tracy Tobias, my neighbor. That smart-ass squaw is with us again, thank goodness. Deborah Douglas is here. Richard Phillips and Nancy Halverson. Adina Michael is here. Jeanette Miller. Brandon Johnson. Bruce Preston. Michael Falbister. T.K. Benj is here. Doug Schuff. Damn, the whole crowd's here. Karen Van Wyck. One more time, baby. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get on down here. Brian Champagne's here. Thank you, Richard Phillips and Diane Forever 420. Bernadette, how have you been, baby?
I'm doing good. The other day I missed the show. Right before the show came on, my electricity went out because, I live amongst PG&E land. And, yeah, they do that. So it could happen. And just like you, John, you're there one moment and then the next moment you're not.
You're not.
You're dead in the water.
And this is really bothering me that I can't.
It would have took me a lot to get everything reconfigured and all the rest of that just to get online. So
Yeah.
I let it go. And, yeah.
There's
I got
still-
my oven cleaned out that day though.
Well, there you go. See?
Because that takes elbow grease, not
there's a-
electricity,
There's a silver lining on every cloud, baby, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So.
On
Oh,
that
by the
note,
way,
what?
I do have a greetings to you from one Daryl over in Willits, California. Our friend Daryl.
Yes.
Yes, he wanted me to. I spoke with him right before the show, and he
Outstanding.
wanted me to tell you hi.
Well,
And
how's
he
he
will
doing?
be listening. He's doing good. He's
Good.
doing really well.
Good.
So we kind of stay in touch with one another and keep each other's spirits up and, bash Trump from the West Coast. Yay.
Boy, howdy.
Bravo.
Outstanding. Well, I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad you got to talk with him, too.
Yes.
Dwayne, he's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
He is.
Very,
Very
very
generous.
generous,
Those that don't
very
know,
generous man.
provided a whole lot of turkeys last Thanksgiving to a whole lot of people. So we owe
Yes.
him a big thank for that. He stepped up in a big way. Anyway, I had a nice little
And he
thing. I
plans
was
to
gonna-
do it again this year.
Is
Okay,
he?
so
Yeah. There you go.
Daryl's got plans, and he just a wonderful man. Wants to
He
feed
is.
the world, and just do
He's
good
one of
in
those
the world.
kind of
so,
people you're happy you met.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anyway, well, I had a nice little thing planned to talk about there right before I started, and I didn't. My show went right off the air. The cat unplugged the internet cable, so everything went down, and so we had to plug it back in and restart everything. But That's the least of my worries down here. I tell you what, the I want to say that the our hearts all go out to the people of Florida who are facing just massive devastation down there.
Yeah.
I speak from experience when I've been through several major hurricanes in my life, and the one thing that is so heartbreaking is after the storm is gone, it's like you have to wonder, is life still going on out in the rest of the world, because it feels like time stops when
Yeah.
you're in that kind of devastation. So our hearts go out, and we hope all our blue dots that are in those areas are safe and well, and and that's the best we can hope for, baby. We want the
I know that SC posted some striking pictures of how the water went out from the
yes,
shore prior to the hurricane hitting, and then you see all these neighborhoods just flooded. It was unbelievable, how this storm actually worked and the amount of water that it put down.
right,
Um, bigly water. It was bigly water.
yeah. I
Unfortunately,
saw
it
the
hit
shots of
people.
the water going out of the base.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really drastic.
that it was hella drastic,
Yeah,
and just frightening to think that water has to come back
yes.
somewhere,
And you don't want to be
and it
standing
did.
out there when it does.
No,
So,
no.
uh, but yeah, I've seen some of the devastation, and it's heartbreaking. People have lost their homes. As far as I understood it, one death count at 15, the other one I heard is 12. So I don't know which one is really right. But any loss of life is going to be devastating. But
Yeah.
it's going to take a long time for
Oh,
those people to recover. And now it's back out there in the Gulf. I mean, out in the
yes.
Atlantic, and it's already forming up. I think they said it's already a Category 1 again. And it's going to
Yep.
slam into
And
South Carolina and go on up into North Carolina and whatnot. So we definitely have family up in there. We want you to be safe. John and Carolyn, I know they got a place out on the island. I hope all fares well for them. Uh, but yeah, everybody in the path of this thing.
hang on, Blue Dots. We're not done with this one yet.
Nope. Yeah.
Um, our world is changing, and the planet's going to do what the planet is going to do because it's heating up. These storms are going to do anything but get worse and worse as the years go by. And if we don't start doing something about climate change,
Yeah.
and Ron DeSantis needs to be slapped up in the head. He is one of the biggest climate deniers on the planet, and yet when a hurricane strikes, he's the first one out there with his hand out. And bless Biden because he's a
He acted
gracious
quick.
freaking man.
He acted quick.
Gracious freaking man.
Yes.
And I'm so glad he's our president right now because had I been president, would have told DeSantis, I'll throw you some
Paper
paper
towels.
towels
Yeah, I'll throw you
after the
some paper
hurricane
towels.
is done.
I'll take care of the
Okay?
people of Florida, but you get paper
Yes.
towels. So, and
But, it's a good thing I'm not president.
yeah,
Hmm.
me too. Aussie Dave, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine. Hi, Bernadette. How are you, darling?
I'm fine, bruh. How you doing?
That's a shot. I'm fine, sis.
I
I'm
love you.
just been racking my brain and trying to work out how the GOP, not the GOP, because I will never put the GOP and MAGA in the same sentence, but how the MAGA crowd is going to blame this hurricane on Biden, how they can twist it to be Biden's fault. I'm just
Yeah,
wondering, they
well,
called it Hurricane Ian. Maybe Ian's a Democrat, whoever Ian is. But,
Yeah.
they're
give
going
them give them a moment. They'll come up with
yeah,
something, huh?
that's what I was going to say. You give them a little bit of time and they'll blame it. Fuck the nuking the things. But I'm really excited this week about how Deary, whatever his name is, Judge Deary, has handled Judge Cannon, the loose cannon.
Yes.
The 11th Circuit come back with a positive thing for the DOJ, and then she twisted a little bit, and the special master said,
Yeah.
you're not doing that. Good on him, and I think that maybe justice is coming.
I think it is, Aussie. I think it is, brother. I do. I feel it.
It certainly is deserving. We've waited a long time, and I'll wait forever
Certainly.
should it take forever. I want to see this man get his comeuppance, because he's done so much damage to this country. It's unbelievable.
He's
Unbelievable
got
that
nowhere to go.
somebody like him can just continue to skate his freaking responsibilities. Since he wanted to be president, he got a chance to be president, and then he fucked shit up.
They can't even get a digital company to transpose the evidence into digital for some
Says a
format
lot.
for some reason.
That
Because
says a lot,
they-
Ozzy.
They
There's
don't want
5
to deal with
freaking companies out there that do that, and all of them said, I won't touch him with a 10-foot pole because he doesn't pay his bills.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep, and he's out there. He's out there campaigning again. Not campaigning this time, but he's made a commercial on one of the stations looking for donations. So he has.
That's the
He's creating
story
another
of his
fund.
life.
It's called grifting. He's not campaigning.
Yeah,
he's
not
grifting again.
That's the story of his
Yep.
whole life, baby. Is him trying
And you
to
see,
wiggle
George
money
has
out of
closed their borders.
No, I had not seen that. No,
Yeah,
I've been
George has
busting my
closed their
knuckles all day trying to fix something that hadn't fixed yet.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
or the what's on YouTube is a bunch of guys standing in uniform saying, and the headline is "You're not welcome here," and
Really?
it's from Reuters. I haven't read it yet,
If
but
it's from
it's
Reuters,
just a recent
it's
headline.
probably-
But they've taken in 30,000 so far, apparently.
Yeah, and Finland's the same way. They're taking in a lot. You know, this does not bode well for Russia, and you have to wonder.
The world is screwing up because
we are
look
in a
at
lot
what's
of dire.
happened in England.
Yes.
Look what's happened in England. She's turned out to be another sort of Trumpy person. This new prime
new
minister.
prime
She gave
minister?
tax cuts. Yeah, tax cuts to the rich. You know. Yeah, it seems to be that the countries that had their shit together are losing their shit, and the countries that had no shit together are getting their shit together. It's like
a topsy-turvy world going on, brother. We need to fix our shit. Yeah, it is. You know,
because that state of mind has spread and infected
Indeed.
just about every area on the on the planet.
Indeed.
Yep.
DJ, are you with us?
I'm with you, and I have a thing that goes back to what Dave was saying. I don't know, but I'm reading now that Cannon overrode the requirements for Trump's lawyers to prove or to document what he says about their planning evidence and that sort of thing. It says that a federal judge on Tuesday eased several demands a special master had imposed on former President Donald J. Trump's lawyers in conducting a review of documents. And so she overruled that part where they said they wanted documented that you said that they planted evidence.
Yeah, well, the way she had put it, the 11th Circuit put it, and the special master is that Cannon was not supposed to put fences and barriers in front, meaning allowing delays, that everything would proceed quickly, and that there would be regular reports to, I don't know whether it was special master, but someone got regular reports to say this is progressing.
Special master was supposed to give regular reports.
But
and
did she
right.
just stop the special master from requiring those documents? That's what it sounds like.
No,
she can't
him for making regular reports.
Right.
And he wrote back to her and told her, in lieu of what the 11th Circuit did, oh no, you can't stop me from making, it's part of my duty in order to give reports. Okay?
Yep.
And what I don't have to report on is those 100 documents that the DOJ and that the 11th Circuit said are not part of this investigation.
Right.
Look.
They are classified documents.
That judge who Trump picked to be special master is going to be the worst thing he ever fucking did.
Yeah, Donnie kind of screwed up with that one, didn't he?
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
he
did. It's not panning out the way he thought it would.
Has more common sense in his pinky than her dumb ass will ever have, and he will straighten her shit out.
I'm hoping. Let me send out a.
He always said he knows more than the lawyers. He knows more than the scientists. He knows more than the doctors. He's a very clever man. He's clever, all right.
Let me send out a quick thank you to Just Coggins, who came in with a $5 donation and said, anyone find it ironic that people complaining about people leaving their lands to come to the USA, leave their state due to an emergency? Isn't that why they left their country? Because of an emergency?
Well,
Yeah.
you watch how DeSantis sucks
Thank
up
you,
to
Jess.
Biden now. I don't think DeSantis is going to be so heavy on Biden.
Joe,
He needs Biden
Joe's
now.
going to step up and do exactly what needs to be done.
Joe
And-
is the
and I was glad
president
to
of
see
the
him.
United States of America, and that includes Florida. And there are people that are down there in Florida that are hurting, and he ain't going to sit back and allow those people to hurt.
I was glad
regardless
He
that-
won't throw
who's in
towels.
charge.
I
He
was-
won't throw towels.
I was happy to hear Joe Biden not only talk about Florida, but he also reassured the people of Puerto Rico that
Yes.
the
Well,
assistance that they
Trump
need
in
there is still.
2016 denied aid to, what is it, North Carolina? South Carolina? I don't remember, but it was one of them. Because they went for, I guess, the Democrats in the election. He wouldn't give them aid.
I don't.
And now he,
I do recall that. I do.
Biden's, he's showing what Democrats really are, that they will come out and help people no matter what they vote for. But now the Republicans and the MAGAs are going to say, oh, well, those Democrats, they're weak, because they could have stood up and said, no, we're not giving aid to Florida, but hey,
Yeah.
they think Trump's strong because he didn't give aid to those
That's
states.
the part that Trump didn't get when national emergencies happen, when disasters happen. The time for petty politics, for partisanship, it goes out the window. These are people's lives
Yes.
down there that are devastated. Doesn't matter if they voted for Trump or Biden or if they're Republican, Democrat.
Yes.
It really should not matter. That's the message I put out today earlier on my video. Is I remember a time when we came together when there was a disaster, and we need to be those people. We
And
can't
John, we
turn our
are
back.
those people.
We are.
There are Democratic candidates in Florida that are doing exactly that. They don't want to talk about the partisan bullshit that the media
Now's
keeps
not the
bringing out.
time.
Well, DeSantis did this, DeSantis did that. People are hurting. People are dying, and they're desperate, and they need help.
And
We're
it's
here
going to
to
last
help.
a while. It's going to last a while. It's going to
Absolutely.
take months. It's going to take years
Absolutely.
for some of these people to retain any sense of normalcy again in their life. Hell, Harvey was years and years ago, and there are people still over at Ingleside and stuff that still have not been able to rebuild.
Well, Fort Myers Beach is about gone.
It is, yes. I've been down to
It's
Naples.
so sad. It's so sad what happened to these places along that
Yeah.
coastline, because it devastated them.
Yeah.
It
When alive, my
devastated
mother
them.
had a house in Port Charlotte,
Oh, that down
and
there.
she
right,
got
yeah.
hit with a hurricane one year and just tore her house up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
why when DeSantis was pretending like he was going to ship people to Delaware, Biden said, "Come on up, check out our beaches. We got some
Yeah.
nice land
Got
going
some
on up
nice
here.
stuff going
Come
on.
on up."
Yeah,
Well, not
it's,
anymore.
It's not the time, and unfortunately, it will go on. There will be problems getting aid to some areas because of political bullshit, and that's sad.
But
Because-
America needs to realize that it goes on by one party. There's one party out there trying to divide this country in half and just suck the life out of people. And it's not the Democrats.
It's not the Democratic Party. No, the Republican Party or what's left of it need to get their shit together. They have it like it's just like that line from John Dean. The Republican Party has a cancer on it, and until they cut that cancer out, it's going to kill the party. There won't be a GOP.
Well, there's
And
quite
we
a few people.
we see it on the outside of them every day.
But again, I remind
There
everybody
is,
that Donnie is not relying on a vote. Donnie's relying on something else. He's not.
There is
Listen, John,
quite a few
that's what
people.
he's relying on. He doesn't give a shit about votes.
No,
he gives a
he
shit
wants
about
Fear mongering.
money.
He's fear mongering.
He'll take
There's
it.
quite a
gotta
few
think-
people
make
on the
everybody-
internet, on
The worst is
YouTube, that are giving replies on the videos, and a lot of replies on the videos. There's a lot of GOP members saying, "I'm concerned about my party." There's a lot of those comments around now that
They-
weren't
they
so
need
much
to be.
a year ago.
There are.
But
You're right,
The
Dave.
main reply to it is what I said last week on this show, was that the GOP true GOPs may have to vote Democrat this time around to save their party and go back to the GOP, when it's redeveloped back to its normal self. And there's a lot of people saying, yeah, that's a good strategy. I think that's what's going to happen. I think some GOPs will just change, because I really think that the Americans have had enough, so much so that they will change party. You're not going to, as Bernie says, you're not going to get rid of that 10 or 15% of the idiots.
No.
They're baked and cooked. But I think that a lot of them are going to vote Democrat to send a message to the GOP, just
I
to
certainly
be
hope so.
a slap in the face. Because, we haven't heard anything about these pardons either, by the way, guys. Remember all these pardons were thrown around?
That Donnie did right
None of
before he
us
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know who's still got these freaking things, or should we know by now?
Yeah, we'll know if they get charged, huh? They'll whip one out
I
real
hope
quick.
they get Stone on something else. They need to get Stone on something else. That guy's
I
got
would
to
love
go.
to see that guy get something.
Oh, what a mongrel! What a mongrel!
He's a
He is
piece
just
of work,
an
I'm telling you.
underworld criminal.
He looks like the
Insane.
Penguin from Batman series, and that's
Yeah,
what he
well,
tries
does.
to act like too. Got that cigarette.
They showed a
holder.
picture of him and Ernie. I think it was Ernie from the Muppets.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Same shaped head.
really.
Same exactly shaped head.
You crawl up here in my lap now. I don't even have to fetch you. Now
I thought you
Now,
get rid
you
of
guys, can I go back to Cannon's ruling? You know about the ruling today, right?
on.
Cannon ruled today on the fact that the DOJ, the special master, him to show the defendants to show proof. I'm sorry, the plaintiff show proof that
Judge
there
Cannon's-
was planted evidence. But she came back and she said, upon review of the matter, I'm reading from her order right now.
Right.
On review of the matter, the court determines as follows: there shall be no separate requirement on plaintiff at this stage prior to the review of any of the seized materials to lodge ex ante, I guess that means after, final objections to the accuracy of the defendant's inventory, its descriptions, or its contents. Basically, she's saying they cannot require them to document it's done. It's over. She says here, no, that
You're breaking up, DJ, real bad.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
She says down below that by October 13th, that they have to make copies of all the seized materials available to Trump's attorneys. That's what it says in the order. Defendant shall make available to plaintiff the special master copies of all seized.
And that's exactly what the DOJ had planned on doing. That's why the DOJ hired the document company to supply those documents to Trump.
Well, if
Trump
they're going to
has still
indict
gotta
Trump,
come up.
they're giving away everything they got to go after him with.
No. This only applies to the 11,000 other documents.
Not the classified documents.
Not the classified documents.
This is just all the other stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
There could be
but then
incriminating
again,
evidence in those also.
that's what I say. There could be incriminating evidence across the board.
Yeah,
Especially
well, he's still got to come up with. This is the reason. This is the reason why I feel like this should not be seen and that should not be seen and this is mine and that's mine and all the rest of that shit. He's still got to give a reason why he feels that those documents should be returned to him, which is not something that he's done so far.
Well, the 32 that are supposed to be returned to what, the Army or whatever, the returned to on the sleeve that the documents were in that were empty. 32 of them were empty. Aren't those also evidence? But I don't think they were underclassified.
If a folder is empty, you have to assume the documents are still on the loose.
And those folders
and it
were
says returned to on the documents with a destination.
Top secret. Now, what happened to the documents inside the folders is a good freaking question.
Well, these aren't top secret,
What a
but they
tangled
still need
web
to be
we weave,
returned.
indeed. Yes, he's
I
tangled
think
himself up a
in
web
in the long run, he's going to have to give up that information of what those documents are and where the hell they are right now. Also.
He won't. He'll go down and not.
In the long run, he will. In the long run, he will.
You like to think he would. But that's assuming a normal world, and Donnie doesn't live in a normal world.
No, he's going to take the fifth.
He'll take the fifth out the wazoo once he gets nailed. When he's in a bind, he'll just take the fifth. Which,
if he doesn't sit up here and say what documents he feels belongs to him and the reason why he has them, he got no case.
that's true.
And he bought the case.
And he what?
He bought the case. He bought the case to the. He
That's
started
right.
this whole proceedings.
For Donnie, it was just another attempt to delay, dodge, delay, and delay.
I still say, dig up Ivanka and let's see what's in that casket, because I'm pretty sure there's something in there.
She might not be in there. Hell,
Stand
she
your
might not
ground,
be
Dan
in there.
Henson. I'm telling you, baby.
There
How
would
many more
be
days to
either
the election? What do we got? 40, something like that?
44, maybe.
Maybe 44.
I don't know for sure.
I think we were at 46 the other day. We're getting down there. We're getting. It's November 8th, so
It's a little over a month, John. Come on.
Still.
Yeah, a little
I'm
over
itching,
a month.
baby. I'm itching to go.
I know, but we got some time.
This is not going to be the end of it.
And Congress goes on recess in October, so everybody could go home and run their campaigns and all the rest of that shit.
Yep.
It's 41 days.
The MAGA fools are out there
41.
saying, the MAGA fools are out there saying today, we're not going to accept any losses. And we're not going to accept, some states are saying now that they're not going to accept any Democratic wins. So I don't know what's going on.
That's what I mean.
Did you hear Flynn say today?
It's all going to start over again on November 8th, because that's exactly what we're going to hear. We're going to hear a whole bunch of these. There's election deniers running in 26 or 29, I can't remember, states.
Yeah.
You think any one of those are going to believe the results if they lose? No, not a single one.
General Flynn was saying today at a group that he spoke in front of that governors can declare war. I would put it past some of these asshole governors in the red states to go out and say, I'm declaring war because this election was stolen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, Michigan and Ohio got in the war
for that.
Years ago.
They've been saying that shit for over a fucking year. We know what their plan is. What we got to make sure that we do as voters is not only vote, but make sure that your registration is good to go. Okay?
Well, I'm already voted once. I'm going to vote again. I voted in the primaries, and I'm going to vote in the general. But the thing is that voting is not going to necessarily stop these weirdos and these way outliers that are going to try and do something. They're going to do it. I don't care who you vote. And if we go out and we have a landslide,
they were going to do it, and they already put laws in place to say it was going to do it. But understand something. Congress, what was that? The Electoral Reform Act that Congress just passed that says that the vice president does not have the authority to go up and
but the one thing they didn't have of that is the state's authority. And that's what's being challenged in the Supreme Court. There's two cases in the Supreme Court on the authority of the states. I don't care what the vice president does. If the state's going, they have the ability to say this election is not right and cancel out the vote.
But that's what I'm saying. The states have been saying that, and the Republicans up in Congress have been saying that that's the way that they want this to go. We, as Democratic voters, got to make sure that we go to the polls. We outnumber them.
Not if the states can say we are not going to give you our electors because this was not a valid vote. And if they win those cases in state court, the states are going to have complete control over what votes they say are good and what votes they say are bad, and that means they can screw with any election they want, state, local, or national.
There are several election deniers that are running for Secretary of State for the states, and they will be the ones determining the vote. So yeah, there's a lot to be concerned about that, and that's what I mean. On November 8th is just when the fight's going to start, and it's going to last 2 years. It's going to last right up until the 24 elections. You watch my ass, because that is going to be the recruiting poster. That's going to be their battle cry.
The article
And
that
all the
came out
more reason
today.
why we need to go to the polls in numbers
It
and
needs
make
to
sure that
be.
these Secretary of States don't get elected.
It needs to be by a landslide. It needs to be by
Can
a
I,
substantial amount where they can't. There is no doubt about the vote.
speaking of
America has to
Secretary
open its
of
mouth
State,
at the
could I
voting
talk
poll.
about Attorney Generals?
Right, one at a time. There.
Oh,
Dave?
go ahead, Dave. Then I'll talk about the Attorney Generals. I have got a rant.
All
I'm
right,
so pissed I
Mike.
can't see straight.
Geez, have you had some lot of sugar today, DJ? You're really active this morning. I want to know.
What was that? I missed that.
That's good. I want to. I want to know. Do you think that there's going to be violence in November? Do you think there's going to be GOP people or MAGA people being worse than January 6th? Do you fear that much?
That's what they're hoping for.
I think
That's
that's
exactly what they're
exactly
hoping
what
for.
Donnie wants. A revolution
Donnie
It will
ain't the only
happen
for
one.
the vote or something.
It will happen. And I think it'll be worse.
I think that's exactly what he's trying to line up.
Uh-huh.
To have some sort of violence, some kind of a revolt against an unfair
I mean,
election.
we
against
all heard
cheating.
what Roger Stone said the other day.
Yes, we did. Doesn't matter if
And
you win or lose.
he's
Just
been
claim
on
you
that
won.
kick since before 2016.
Just say you won, and if they deny it, just say fuck you.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's-
American
that's
people are
that.
scared.
That's
are
their
worried.
whole-
A lot
that-
of American people are worried at the moment. You're walking around under stress. You're all under stress.
Oh,
Fuck,
Lord.
what a powder keg, hey?
Yeah.
He's a powder keg.
Well, I'm under a lot of stress because that case they filed to stop the Biden executive order for giving student loans, that came up today, and unfortunately,
Several
the
of the
Democrats
states are
gave
suing.
in, and which really pisses me off. They walked back part of that executive
Yes,
order,
they did.
where they took out the private loan issuers, which are banks. The banks that gave out private student loans, they're not going to forgive those now, as of today, which really pisses me off because these damned states attorneys generals who filed the lawsuit, one of them is Missouri, which makes me even madder. They wouldn't, if they're saying, "Oh well, these private banks, they're not going to make their money. We got to have them make their money," and so
Yeah.
because of
They
that,
didn't even
You
supply
see
the
any
money.
of them
The
out
money
there
was
screaming
supplied by the
about
government.
corporations and
The
their
government
loans?
the government
Well, that's
gave
the whole-
the banks the money, guys. The government said, here's $10 trillion, whatever. You lend it out to students.
And you get to
keep the
charge interest on it. That's the deal.
well,
It's our
that's right.
fucking
And Biden
money.
walked it back today. They don't now. They're not going to forgive those
I
loans.
saw
They're
the
only going
headline.
to
I
forgive
have not read
government
the
loans.
story.
They're
I
only
saw
going to
the
forgive
headline. That-
direct government loans. And that just pisses me off to the hilt.
Yeah, because
Pay the PPP back, please.
And
Yeah,
you know,
you
the
see
way
any of that
mine
happening?
is my daughter has student loans. They're fucking with my daughter. You don't fuck with my daughter, okay? I'm
Well,
You're
sorry.
fucking with a lot of people.
they're fucking with a whole
Well,
lot
my
of
daughter
people's
I
daughter.
protect.
You know,
Yes.
that's the whole. When
There's
it comes
people
down
out
to
there
that,
that's your age, that's my age, that have these student loans that still can't pay them back.
they're designed that way. They're designed so
Yeah.
you'll never pay them off. You're going to be
Shit,
paying the
like
rest. It's $50
payday
down,
loans.
$50 a month, 50 years. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. You're just never going to pay the fucker off.
Yeah.
It's
Student loan is
designed
just a
that way.
fancy payday loan.
Sure.
That's all
that's
it is.
That's exactly what it is. And you're right. It's government money that the banks get to make for student loans. They get to charge interest on it and a fee for managing the account and all that. So why don't we just cut
And
the
they
banks
keep telling
out?
you to consolidate. And every time you consolidate,
You're
you end up
adding,
paying
you're,
more
you're
interest.
tacking more onto it, baby.
That's right.
And
Just like a
you
car
see-
loan. I financed a car loan, and then when I got done with it, I realized I'd added $2,000 to it. I was really pissed.
I'm caught up right now in the thought in my head is I need to refinance my house because they just went up a whole bunch on my
Don't do it.
Yeah, I know it. I'm with it. I'm under 15 years old in this house. I'm more than
Yeah.
halfway through, so I was explaining to my son today how that works. When you first buy a house, your payment, most of it goes to your damn interest. It's not until you start getting halfway through the loan that you start paying a little bit more on that principal. And
Remember when they were forgiving principal, John?
yeah, not in my lifetime.
I owned my house for 10 years. And that was on a 30-year loan. And they forgave my principal, and they went back to 30 years.
Really.
Yes, 30 years. I started over.
I don't want that. See, that's the thing. I don't want a 30-year loan. I ain't gonna live for
At my
30
age,
years,
30-year loan, they're really pushing the
I'm
probabilities.
just tickled to death. I got a kitten in my lap, and it climbed up here all by itself, and it wants to be there.
Oh,
Believe it or not,
I
that's
tell
made
you
my
right
day
now,
there.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's happening, but I had a hell of a week. And maybe that's one of the reasons I'm pissed. But I just tell you, dealing with banks, I was dealing with them on Monday, and I was so goddamn mad at this fucking mortgage company. Oh, man, I'm telling you, John, if you have problems with your mortgage company, don't even think about it, man. Those guys are crooks and liars.
Talk about bloodsuckers. I swear.
Yes, they are. They're the worst.
And home ownership, for something that the American people use, that used to be the American dream. Home ownership.
It was.
It's hard to find now, baby. Hell, most people can't afford the damn rent.
And
And
now
you
the
know what?
American dream is debt ownership.
We are,
It's a
raising the
6%
rate
above now.
so high that the homeless rate is going to do nothing but go up.
So
There is a
For
saying-
any reason you lose, if I for any reason had to get out of this house, just anywhere you go, you got to pay the first and last month's rent. You got to have utility deposits. You're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars just to be able to walk in the door of a rental.
John,
And
You know,
my
they say,
mortgage
John,
company
the whole world,
doesn't even
the whole
own my
world
loan.
revolves-
It's owned by an insurance company, MetLife.
What were you saying?
My mortgage
whole
company
world-
is the servicer for the loan, and so this damned insurance company is the one who
Yeah.
will come after me if I don't make my payments.
Yep. Yeah. You were
There's a saying amongst the business community, the banking community, the people with money, the whole world revolves around finance. The whole
Everything
world.
does.
Every country's in debt to someone or another country. Every country.
At
Can I
levels
tell you a
you can
story
only
about
imagine.
insurance? Can I tell you a quick story about insurance?
What's that?
I
DJ?
worked for an insurance company, okay? And I worked in the back end where the people, what do they call them? The underwriters look at everything and they decide whether or not to give you insurance. If you've got diabetes or certain other conditions,
Right.
and so many of them together, then they'll not give you insurance. Well, I was working on the software that they use to make those decisions. And I created an automated system for testing all that software. And this Reinsurance Group of America, I'll come out and tell it because they fired me over it. The Reinsurance Group of America, they took my program and they took and made me go through the program and demonstrate it for MetLife. When MetLife was on one of those, like the Zoom things, but they didn't have Zoom back then. And MetLife, they told them that they'd been running this against everything and that their system they wanted to sell MetLife had been tested with this. And that was a bold-faced lie. They never, ever used my test system with that software at all.
We're losing viewers, guys, and I don't think people want to talk about this shit. So,
Well, I'm
let's
sorry.
do the
I'll
subject.
stop that.
No,
but I just wanted you to realize how crooked these insurance companies really are.
No,
Well,
it's
there's
like
there's
DJ. It's
there's
like
no
if we start
debate
talking
there.
about football. If we start talking
I
about
know. I
sports
forget
and
it.
football, we lose listeners because people tune into John to hear about what we
Yeah,
are
that's
there
true.
for.
We'll save it for the Blue Room.
It all ties in.
Exactly.
It all ties in.
But
let me
Yeah,
send
I
out
mean-
a-
the world revolves around everyone being charged interest, and that's where the
does.
profits are in interest.
There it is.
Yeah,
They'll
you're
get
right.
All the money. They don't want you to pay it back. They want you
But
to pay
I think the
forever.
student loans is relevant to everybody because
It
there's
is.
43 million people with student loans.
If we could get past the fucking problem of making as I've said before, college, as stated by just about everybody, you need a college education nowadays. That's what it takes to compete in the workforce today, or an equivalent in a trade craft.
You need a master's degree now,
That's what
John.
they
They're going
say.
up to the point where it's going to
Well,
be a
then-
master's degree.
Then college, especially community colleges that are paid for by your tax dollars, should be free, just like high school is free. It should not.
Yeah.
You should not have to make a loan to go. You want to go to an Ivy League college and make a big loan? Go for it, baby. But community
Yeah.
colleges, these should be tuition free. These places are supported by your local tax dollars. That's go check your tax records. You're paying a school tax, baby, and that's the way they operate. So why are you putting that burden on a student to come up with that loan? And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a student loan, and you got them for the rest of their freaking life. Let me send out another thank you to Just Coggins again, who came in with $2 and said, "I got the solution to the student loan issue." Yeah, Just
What is it?
I can only guess. What is it, Just Coggins? I don't want to put words in your mouth, brother. Thank you for the
You know,
feedback.
if they forgive those student loans, it also frees up income to put back in the economy, such as some of these students are married people, some have young families they're paying these loans back. They might be able to afford to save a
There
deposit
you
for a
go.
home now. And it stimulates the economy. Pull people out of debt that are at a young enough age to be committed to debt. You put too young these business people, they can't spend for the rest of their lives, so they're dead customers. They're just an income that you've tied in through interest and you can't pay it back. And that's what the world,
They
I'm saying
want
again,
your ass on monthly payments for the rest
same
of
as
your life.
medication. Don't
Yes,
cure the
yeah.
disease. There's more money in treating it.
Than there is in curing it. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A cure is a lost income.
Oh man, I've had a lot of discussions here lately about healthcare and doctors and medication. Mama knows I do not like the medications I'm taking. It makes me fucked up. And
Yeah.
What does it do to you, John? What does it do to you?
Well, for one, I bleed like a stuck pig every time I get
Yeah.
scratched, and I get scratched a lot. I do things. I don't do it half-assed. Normally, I got,
Are you tired? Lethargic?
Yes, I'm tired, but then,
Yeah.
lo and behold, last night at 2:30 in the morning, John's wide awake. John just went to bed at about 10:30. I'm up at 2:30 this morning. Haven't been to sleep since. I'm wore,
You're not on your
I'm
own,
wore the
John.
fuck out.
I think you'll find
I
a lot of
don't
people
know
within the
why.
family
I
suffer
was
the same.
I was not feeling well. I got up, got my tea, sat there and looked at my iPad for, I don't know, fucking till the sun came up. Shit. Yeah, it was not a good night last night. So I'm hoping tonight I'd crash big time. Because I need it. I need
Yeah.
it.
Speaking of crashing, I
Uh-oh.
see Margie Taylor Greene and her husband are crashing.
I wonder what the reason is. Yeah, listen to us. We all get a chuckle right there. Marjorie Taylor
She's
Greene's getting a
whining
divorce.
like a pig.
We all put a smile on our face just then. Yes, she
Oh,
is.
she's whining
Yep.
and crying
Oh,
about
is she?
the
I want
press she's getting
privacy.
over it.
Oh, well,
She's
just
horrible. Oh,
bless
why
her
are they
heart.
doing this to me?
Well, because you made yourself a star. That's why.
That's right.
You made yourself the world's biggest idiot in the country. So, yeah,
Yep.
we all wonder, what did your husband say? I am tired of being known as Martha.
Oh, he would be so
Idiot
embarrassed.
I'm tired of being known as
Well, I think she
idiot's
had two
husband.
affairs on him, didn't she? Because it came out in something I read that she
I-
had two affairs.
I don't know who would do that.
Well, I know I wouldn't touch her.
No.
But anyway, they came
I
out in an
guess
article
somebody
today
would,
that
though.
she was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but yeah, Jeanette Miller said Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying respect her privacy. Has she ever respected anybody's privacy?
No.
yeah,
No.
I remember her chasing a poor victim down the street who was a victim of the shootings.
Yes.
Remember
I
that?
remember that, yeah.
Well, she kicked that one anti-gun
Oh, yeah,
lobbyist that
the,
was walking in front of her.
Who was that? What's his name? From Parkland. Down in
Somewhere,
Florida.
yeah.
Yeah.
Parkland or somewhere, yeah.
Can't remember
She-
his
Yeah,
name.
That
she accused him
person.
of lying.
I want to say David
She
Hall.
accused him of lying.
David Hawks
Yeah.
is
David
his
Hawks?
name.
Yeah, David Hall.
Yep.
And he found his voice after Parkland, and she's been hounding him and calling him names for years. Alex Jones say he's just an actor and all that shit. She's no better than Alex Jones. She
Hey,
is a
she
clown.
deserves
She is a
she
clown for the
deserves to have
circus.
her divorce put on public display simply because of who she is. And
The
she
people
deserves
wanna know.
every minute of it.
Inquiring minds want to know. What's up, baby? Why do you leave you? Because you're ignorant?
I want Judge Judy to preside over her divorce.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It will be a
Okay.
circus. It would be fit for a TV show, I'm sure.
I
I
hope it
don't.
stresses her the fuck out, just the way she goes around stressing everybody else out.
Who is it? Marcus Flowers is running against her down there in Georgia's 14th
Yes.
district. I swear this Rolodex. I swear I'm proud that I can pull a name up like that. I am.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got so many names in my head. Marcus Flowers, yeah, he's running for against Marjorie Taylor Greene for congressional seat down there. And Lord, you have to ask yourself, is all of Georgia's 14th district ate up with the dumb shits? You have an opportunity to get rid of the most biggest embarrassing person in the Congress. Between her and Lauren Boebert, having a contest to see which one of them could be more ignorant. I wonder when she's going to get divorced. It's coming. You watch.
Well,
Hello,
she's not
Robert
doing
Herron.
that great in the polls.
I was going to call you. I need to call him. I was showing off some of
What
his
was that,
work.
DJ?
I was saying Marjorie Taylor Greene is not doing the greatest in the polls right now.
Well, she's
CNN
done
said
nothing
that the polls are
what's she
bad
done
news
for the
for her.
state?
CNN says that the bad news are the polls are bad news for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm trying to find out right now what the actual polls are.
Good.
I don't trust the polls, considering the last 2 times that they've
Yeah,
had
nobody
their
does.
predictions.
I think
you
the
know.
polls are missing. I don't think the polls are taking into account. I think we're going to have a pretty damn good size blue wave. I think the Roe Wade decision is going to play heavily in this election, and
I think so, too.
it's heavily leaning towards the Democrats. And I don't think that is being captured in the polls. I think there's an underlying vote that's going to come out, and it's going to be for Democrats.
Yep.
I think there's even Republicans that are going to vote Democrat because even if they do it in the closet. So,
Well,
which I hope.
Well, they're
You know,
voting against,
you-
they're voting
you
against
can-
MAGA, not the GOP. They're voting against MAGA, not the GOP. And that's what they'll say to themselves, to make the GOP healthy again. And in 4 years' time, then they can reconsider their situation.
I need to
yeah.
Well, they'll have exactly 2 years to go and reconsider for, president. Unfortunately, we're in a never-ending
Isn't
election
it? It
cycle
seems
nowadays.
strange. You're always campaigning all the time. No
As
time
far
for
as the House-
business.
As far as the House goes, even if we lose the House, the thing that will work out in our favor is if we lose by a small majority, because the way the House works, if a few Republicans hold out on a bill that the Republicans are trying to pass, that will kill that bill if they don't have a large majority.
If there is a slim majority, then we still have pretty good control.
We have a hit at controlling it.
The
Yes.
bigger prize is that Senate. We need to take control of the Senate by at least 3 more votes. We need to make Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because I'm
They
tired.
do need
What
to
you
be.
see the story about Kristen Sinema? Oh, my values are just
Yes.
like
Is that
Mitch
the one where the
McConnell's.
guy
Really?
said?
Really? Well, why
The-
don't
the
you
guy-
just get your ass out and go over there and join the other side? No, don't do that because that throw off the Senate.
There was one I read today where the guy said, "I hope my daughter grows up to be like her."
Like Kristen Sinema?
Yes. It was an article I read.
Jeez.
My God.
And she's another one that we got to do. We need the people in the Senate so that she becomes not a thing.
Yes, that's
Not
a thing.
that's what the power of our voice. Let me see, Michelle Lindsay. I could see Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene, McCarthy, House slim majority. That's what that story is. Thank you, Michelle. They're thinking because not long ago they thought they were going to take the Republicans were going to sweep the House. They were going to pick up a lot of seats in the House. Now it's trimmed a whole lot back. Because
Well, here's the sad part.
The
Because of
Supreme
the
Court,
quality
their
of their
decision on
candidates.
Roe, their decision on Roe has a lot to do with all of this. I will say it again. What gives me hope is the vote that took place in Kansas.
Yes.
Is what
Yes.
happened in the Supreme Court of Michigan. Is this 3-court 11th Circuit judges voting against Trump? These things give me hope. It's a slight
Georgia.
hope, but
Georgia.
Georgia ain't done yet.
Ooh, because of
Georgia
affairs.
ain't done yet. Okay, but these things that have been so, Alaska not voting Sarah Palin in, that's what gives me hope. That people
Yeah.
are waking up and saying we can't have crazy in our Congress, whether it's the House or the Senate anymore,
I would
because
prefer.
people are hurting, and we need to do something in this country to make it right. The hurricanes are
what,
not
John?
going to get smaller, and they're not going to stop. $1 billion in damage from a single hurricane? Come
Oh.
on. We've got to take some action in this country, and we can't keep following crazy around. and MTG and her dark-haired lookalike from Colorado, Bobart's dumbass, Christian Cinema, who
Unfortunately,
refuses to do anything
unfortunately,
right.
they can do a lot of damage. Those
They
people can
do
do
a lot of damage. Not can do. They do a lot of damage. Understand something. We are paying for that stupid 3-letter bitch to have a free ride in our Congress when she holds
Oh,
no
that's just
positions.
half of it. Don't you know she's
That
made a
should
killing
piss
in the stock market,
everybody
baby?
off.
Get on a
Thank
roll.
you.
Go, Bernadette.
Thank you.
Indeed.
That should piss
I
us
remember-
all
It
off
should
and
it
send
piss
us
all
all
of us
to the
off enough to
polls.
get to the vote. Not only take your ass to the vote, but get somebody else's ass to the vote.
Thank you.
That's what we need to do. Everybody listening, I think pretty much knows we're all going to be there. So our motivation should be to convince somebody else to go to. Maybe somebody that
Take somebody
maybe is on the
with you.
fence. You don't know. I don't know if I'll go vote. I hardly ever do. Well, make it a point this time. Come on, I'll take you. Let's go. You know, it's
Well,
the
they've
best
got to
that we
register.
can do for this country right now is to
You know,
motivate as many people to get out and vote. Because
Mastriano over in Pennsylvania becoming governor and then being allowed to pick the Secretary of State. That should terrify us.
all of us,
It
Yeah.
should be.
whether
Yes.
you live in
If you're
Pennsylvania
paying
or not.
attention and you're listening to what these people are saying, it should terrify the fuck out of you.
I can't be terrified right now. I have a kitten asleep in my lap.
I'm terrified for 2024.
He's
This
a baby.
2022, I think we got a good chance. 2024 really worries me.
That's what I needed, really.
Depends who's running. Depends. I mean, you got to believe is if Biden says, I don't know if Biden will run. I think he's going to be tired, but he's done a
Well,
good
he
job.
may
Would
not.
say, but
Yeah.
if there's a good, if someone like what's his name, Jamie Raskin was running, you'd win.
Oh,
The
I
Dems
like
would win.
Raskin. I like that guy.
Yeah, but is he a Republican or Democrat? I thought he was a
Oh,
Republican.
no, he's Democrat.
No, he's
He's a Democrat?
and he's a
Oh,
very
yeah.
clever man. Very
Okay,
clever
well then,
man.
Jamie
yeah.
Raskin? Yeah, he's the one that
Well,
did the
the
Who's that
impeachment for the Dems.
Republican that's on there with Liz Cheney that's on the
Jamie-
J6 committee?
Jamie Raskin,
The Republican that's on the J6 committee.
scholar.
With, what's his name?
Jamie Raskin.
Yeah, but there's
He's
a
a
Republican on
Oh,
the
you're
J6
talking
committee.
about Kinzinger. You're
That's
talking
what I
about
thought you
No,
were
I'm
talking
not.
about.
No,
I
Kinzinger is
no.
the other Republican on the January 6th committee.
I
Yes.
thought that's who you
It's,
were wanting to run for
it's,
president.
No. Jamie Raskin is the man who's always never stuck for a word, would never stutter on stage and say, I don't know the
Nope.
answer to that.
Nope.
He would come back with an answer, or
I
if it's a stupid
enjoyed
question,
his work in the impeachment.
Yes, he was the one that
He
brought the
was-
second impeachment trial.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is a man
Wow.
who speaks his mind, and he
While
knows
losing
what he's
his
speaking
son
of.
at the same time.
Yeah, but the two states'
need more
rights
like
cases that the Supreme Court is taking up in their next session is going to be before the 24 election. That's why I'm scared.
Which ones are they taking up? I'm sorry.
The ones from Alabama, they're both from Alabama, and they're about states' rights and their abilities to control the elections in their own states independent of the federal government.
This is why it's important to elect a Democrat for president, because these are the people, contrary to Roger Stone's fucking ass,
Am I
that get to elect the people who sit on the Supreme
Am I
Court.
dreaming?
Well, they
for-
said that 4 judges are leaning toward approving these, or saying
Yes,
support.
yes,
cases.
because we're outnumbered right now.
But with the election will be 2 years after, well, a year and a half, 18 months after these judges make their decisions. So we will have these things implemented for the 2024 elections. That could sway the elections over to the MAGA, the Republicans, whomever, because of the fact states will have more control over their elector slates.
You're talking about
These things.
you're talking about the presidential election, right?
I'm talking about the presidential election, but then again, they're going to take if you give the
am
states
I-
more control over anything, including the presidential election, which is what they're fighting about right now, they're going to do it to every election in their state.
Am I
This-
dreaming,
this is-
or did I read a story the other day about Mitch McConnell agreeing with legislation to restrict a state from interfering in a presidential election?
Yeah.
Mm,
So
where
Yeah,
did he?
Yes, you're
Yeah.
not dreaming.
Yeah,
The,
that
the
the other
whole
day.
the whole Senate um, committee voted for that. The only one who didn't vote for it was your Senator Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and that was for the current bill, right? He came out in support of the current bill, which is passed, right? I don't know if it's gotten past everybody. I know
I
it
don't
passed
know
the
if it's
Senate. I
passed
don't know
yet.
if it's in the House or what. It did
Moscow,
pass the
Sonia
Senate.
C
That much
saying
I know.
Moscow
It did
Mission did
pass the
vote for that
Senate, and
bill.
so
So
it'll get reconciled, and it'll go to Biden to get signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And let's not forget, Biden has done so much since he has taken office. Let's give this man credit for the
Oh,
shit that he
Lord,
is getting
baby.
accomplished.
he has
No one's
gotten a
giving him
lot
credit. No
accomplished.
one is giving him.
Did you see
There's too
the
much
idiot in the
bullshit
storm?
about the crap about Donnie. Donnie has been the continual circus since he came on down the escalator when he got elected. Ever since then, our fucking news has been ate up with nothing but Trump, 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 Trump. You hear the stuff about Biden. You hear about the programs he's done and the legislation he's pushed through, but not to the extent that it's just a constant barrage of Donnie and his dastardly deeds through the decades. You know, and that's what he counts on.
The mainstream media is cutting Biden short on his achievements.
He is.
But,
They are.
you know,
They're not giving him as much credit. As a matter of fact, every
it's
time
not
you
fair.
hear
It's not fair.
no, because they're still talking about, well, you know, his approval rating's still down there. And are you shitting me? It's come up more than 10 points, and it would go up a whole lot more if people would realize the good things that he has done. From infrastructure
wait until what he has done starts taking
effect, because it hasn't
yet.
yet. This economy that we're living through is still Donnie shit. We're still trying to dig
Yep.
our hole, fill our hole back up and get the hell out, because that's what happens every time a fucking Republican comes in. They destroy the economy, leave, and then talk about, well, look how bad the economy is. Them Democrats are really terrible. No, you assholes. You kicked over the shitter before you went out the door. You robbed the bank. You did everything you could. That big old tax cut, yeah, that wasn't paid for, baby. That's just added to the deficit for the wealthy people.
That hurt your
80
country.
or 93% of that tax cut went to the upper 1% in this country. 83 or 93%, I can't remember which. It was probably 93% of that tax cut that Donnie Boy pushed through when he was in office went to the top 1% in this country. I guess Betsy DeVos got another yacht. You know.
She did.
What did they say? Oh, I see. Who was that? Was it Stephen Colbert or Trevor Noah? I watched the other night. Was really making fun. Donnie's dropped on the Forbes list. Way down.
Yeah, to 150 something.
Yeah.
He's way down there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
dropped way down. And if the truth was known, he wouldn't even be on the freaking list. Half of his estimated wealth is just like what we're hearing now with the investigation going on up in New York. He overestimates everything when it's to his benefit, and he underestimates everything when he's trying to get away with the taxes. So he embellishes his whole life. I'm a billionaire. If you say it over and over and over and over, somebody's going to believe your ass. But you're not a billionaire. You've just got billions of other people's money.
He's a grifter.
He is a grifter from the word go. He's been a con man ever since he was born. He was born into being a con man. That's how come Maggie Hagerman's book is called The Confidence Man, because that's what he is. He's
You have
always
to be
been
pretty
that.
low.
Is it
You have
out
to be
yet?
pretty low to rip off a charity. You really do.
And he did it
You have to
all the
be
time.
low.
He did it all the time. And it's been proven.
Yep. And you want a
there-
president that rips charities off. My God.
That's who he is. That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's got to have a cut of everything. Everything. He's just like a crime boss. Indeed, that's what he is he not? It's the way
Yes,
he runs
he
his
is.
business. There's no
He grew up
paperwork
in the-
tying to him. He doesn't
He
sign.
dealt with the New York Mafia.
He learned from him. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's how he
absolutely.
insulates himself. He deals only with his kids. The messages go through them out to whatever they want to do.
They're the capos.
Michael Cohen says the same thing. He runs his business. He insinuates something. He lets you say it, not him. But you know what he wants. You know what he wants. That's Marsha's been watching him a lot. Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen's rants on TikTok are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, he seems to be a whole lot happier nowadays.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. I wonder why that is.
He's got a lot of weight off his shoulders. He can now speak freely and not worry about covering someone's ass all the time.
He's paid for his mistake.
Because he did his time.
He's paid his price, and a heavy price, not just going to prison, but he lost his business. He lost a lot of shit. So
he was pretty happy about
He should take a lot of comfort in the misery that Donnie's going to go through.
And now he can go out and say the things that he's been wanting to say for a long fucking time.
There you go, and taking great joy in doing it too. Yeah, I'm all for it. Let it go, baby. Let it go.
And he's still making a good income.
Huh?
He's still making an income out of it. He's actually.
Yes,
he's making money.
Yeah, he's got a book out.
And
these podcasts.
His podcast is tied up with the Midas Touch, and when you tie up with the Midas Touch, it seems like it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's pretty. They promote.
He's got a few people. These Midas boys have done a lot of good for the Dems and democracy. They're out there all the time, and they're on it all the time. And these three brothers have raked in. Texas, Big Bob and the Politics Girl and a handful of others and under their umbrella, and very clever boys, and people like them.
They've done a fantastic job.
People like them are the ones that are giving us the truth.
Them and Occupy Democrats.
Yeah.
I get all their notifications.
Well, they got the money and the technology in order to make it work.
Yeah.
So
technology's getting cheaper.
It's helpful. It's helpful.
Yeah, if I was better at this shit, it'd be a lot easier. But if it wasn't I'm lost.
BW wants to know if you got any 2 for Blues out there.
Oh man, yes I do. Like I said, we're doing Pennsylvania. I swear, this I'm still trying to play catch up, baby. I'm still trying to play catch up. John Fetterman, running for Senate against Mehmet Oz out there in Pennsylvania.
Killing him. I'm loving it, but let's don't count it out. Yeah, I don't want it until it's solid in the box, baby. And then 10 points this morning. He was ahead. 10 points.
John Fetterman.
Yep.
There you go.
10 points ahead.
Double digits. Definitely double digits.
And along with John Fetterman is Josh Shapiro running for governor. We want to take a sweep in Pennsylvania. So there's John Shapiro's website there. If you could afford a couple of bucks, that's what it's all about. The campaign needs it. I wanted to have a third button for Beto O'Rourke because he's doing pretty damn good down here. We're within striking distance of Greg Abbott. All politics is local, they say, baby. So if you can, jump right in if you can. But yeah. Beto O'Rourke is within striking distance, baby. They have some polls having, within 1 point. And I'm almost giddy. I want Texas to go blue so bad. We have been red for 3 decades.
On your side.
I am so tired since Ann Richards left, and the Republicans started gerrymandering in this state. We haven't had a Democrat since. Lie, cheat, steal, baby. It's the Texas way.
With the 1 point,
Texas Republicans way. Huh?
With 1 point of statistical error, so Beto could win.
Yes, it's within the margin of error. So
yes.
And he ain't quitting, baby. He's out there on the trail every damn day. I swear he's like the Energizer Bunny. He keeps right on going.
Yeah, I wish.
yeah. I'm really proud of him and the work that he's doing. And he's reaching out to not only Democrats, he reaches out to Republicans. He's trying to raise the alarm down here in Texas that the gerrymandering, the partisan politics that this state continues to practice has hurt this state. And we're not being as great of a state as we could be if we weren't so involved in trying to outwit the other side all the time. It's the politics, government, state government is not there to maintain itself in office. It's there to serve the people of the state. And that's what Beto O'Rourke is trying to return to, is have a government that works for the people and not not for just big corporate.
And one state should not be going after another state trying to break their laws,
No.
which they're doing in the Supreme
No.
Court.
No. So
Should not.
we still have a long
No.
way to go.
We shouldn't be, and that's why we should go after Ken Paxton for trying to oh God, I hate this man. Oh Jesus Christ! Run,
He's an
Ken,
embarrassment.
run.
Come on, man. He's an embarrassment.
Run.
My governor's
He's
an
worse than
embarrassment.
Josh
My
Hawley.
lieutenant governor, my attorney general is trying to skip out on a process server. Really, you ain't got the balls to take a piece of paper from him?
Don't
It's-
forget your senators and or House
Yes, I
representatives.
know it. And my own congressman. There's a list, baby. The whole damn state. Everything in my line. From my governor to my lieutenant governor, my attorney general, my 2 senators, and my congressman. They all suck and they're stupid. You don't hear nothing about Michael Cloud. Michael Cloud sits around in his office with his mouth shut. He'll vote the way the Republican Party tells him to vote, and that's all he's there for. And make a little money on the stock market, I guess. Make some deals around the district, for when he gets his ass finally kicked out. But he's worthless. He doesn't do shit. You look on his on the I watch it on the vote thing on my app. His record, and unless it's specifically something that the Republicans, it's no on every freaking thing, even things that are bipartisan, even things that would help us. Nope. He's a no man.
No,
That's it.
that's the way
He's
they're designed to
worthless.
work right now.
That is exactly what he wants, and the odds are he stands a good chance of getting reelected. McClavia,
That's the sad part. That's the
is
sad
running
part,
against
John.
him. It is because if you look at I don't know how your state is, but you look at my state, the congressional districts, you'll laugh your ass off. It's obvious somebody's cheating here. Why do you have a district that looks like a fucking octopus? It's very selective. Well, we want this street, but not the street next to it. It's that kind of bullshit.
John,
Huh.
for the mere fact that your attorney general has been indicted and been under investigation for the last 7 years,
It's the
and
attorney
he has
general.
a good chance of being re-elected, says there's something wrong with the people.
He stands a good
in-
chance of
Yeah.
losing his law license, and yet
Yeah.
he's the state's top attorney. He's
Yes,
under
and
indictment.
and
He's
ran
under
from a
investigation.
subpoena.
He's running from subpoenas. This is our
Yeah.
top law guy. Law and order. Your Republican Party, we stand up for law and order. Unless you're trying to give me a subpoena, and then, boo, I'm out of here, baby.
He's an officer of the court,
Officer of the
and he
court.
did that shit.
What bothers me the most is he is afraid to take that subpoena. Now, it's a moot point now because a judge stepped in and blocked him from having to testify in that case. And it was about abortion.
Must be nice when you could buy judges, huh?
Pretty good. Price is right, Yeah.
Must be nice.
Isn't that what we're seeing with the judge telling special master that Donnie doesn't have to
Yeah.
do that?
Must be nice when you could buy judges.
You could buy a few judges, baby. You got the law in your pocket. Hell else world. And that's what Donnie
She's
counts
got a
on.
big round,
whole life.
brown ring around her nose.
His whole life has been concentrated around tying people
Yeah.
up in court. He screwed over almost every contractor that ever worked for Trump Industries, and they forced them all to take him to court to get paid for what they did. Oh, you charge me
Well,
too
they
much.
didn't get
Look
paid
at this.
then
I don't like
sometimes.
this. Take me to court. Yeah, he'll run them out of business. There are stories of companies that have gone out of business because he failed to pay, and it's all tied up in court. That's his plan. Tie you up in court
run
so
out of
long
money,
he
you
never
can't-
has to pay.
It's too expensive in court. Can't stay long enough to win.
Well, when you got somebody who was working for you like Michael Cohen or something, and other lawyers, I'm sure, that could just keep filing petitions to the court or briefs to the court to delay this, that, or the other, pull some shit out of your ass to make it sound good.
That's what they do.
That's the world they live
Absolutely.
in. So it's hard for us down here at the bottom to look at that and go, yeah, justice is working. It works. It works if your boy gets arrested or if your ass gets arrested. Hell yeah, justice system work real quick. Throw your ass in jail, take you in front of the judge, pay the fine, and go to jail.
Better call
Because you
Saul.
don't have
It is-
a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, well,
It's the
Saul will
two
get it done, John.
injustice systems that operate here in America. One if you have money, and one
And
if you
don't.
don't.
And most
And
of
one,
us
if you know how
don't.
to game the system. You know how to game the system, you can get it done too.
Yeah. I'm not good at either
You
one.
know?
So I try
The
to
only
keep.
way that you game the
Oh,
system
Mark
is if
Perkins,
you
thank you
got
very
money.
much, buddy. You reminded me to roll the clip.
It's screwed up because
Thank you, Mark.
what's happening these days is the corporations buy the politician, and the politician has to buy a judge to defend what he's doing for the corporation.
Well,
What
they
a
do
circle.
that, but it goes
Yeah,
beyond that.
Jo-
Not only buy
Ozzy,
They buy
judges,
everybody.
they buy the
Ozzy,
law. The law
the
that is written.
corporation. Thank you. They buy the
They
laws
buy
and
the
they buy
laws,
the
the
judges
corporation,
too.
they buy the laws as written in the books, baby. They determine the language. How many lobbyist lawyers do we have assisting our Congress in writing the laws that they're introducing on the House floor in the Senate floor? Most of the time we joke, written by lobbyists. Yes, they are. They have certain
Yes, they
language
are.
in them, certain lines in them that will carve out a little section for their buddies.
K
It's
Street is full of
disgusting.
them.
You think that tax code is so thick because it's worried about your ass? No. They want your taxes. All that book is so thick to protect the corporations and those with money to keep making more money, so they can keep more of their money. While the working man down here, he ain't got no choice in that. Now, you don't have any big write-offs every damn year, taking some big deduction for this, that, or the other, taking a trip to Cancun. Oh, you look at there, I met a business guy, so that's a tax write-off. No, we don't get that shit. Every day, you go to work, you pay your taxes. You're lucky if you got enough to pay your bills, buy groceries, and I don't know, take mom out to dinner once a month. That's the way it is for most of us, and I know that. And it's hard times. Well, we've done $7 in donations. That's an indication, baby.
Well, if you
Times are
complain to a
hard.
if you complain to a GOP member about all that, John, they're going to just say, well, consider yourself lucky. Look at North Korean people. That's what you'll get in the future.
Yes, and in a sense, they're right, but it's not relative. You know, yeah, we shouldn't have that in this country. This is a prosperous country, and the GDP in this country is just astronomical. We could do so much for the citizens of this country, but we're not concerned about the citizens.
Nope.
Poor, hungry, and needing a job. That's the way they want the citizens in this country to be. That's the way the Republicans want it. Poor, hungry, and needing a job, buddy. Talk about raising wages. Are you kidding? We can't afford that. No shit. Look at the business profits you're making. Well, that's, got to pay for this. White folks are going to be moody then. Yeah. It's like
we're going to pay all those politicians shareholders.
But this is not new.
Eh?
This has been going on for generations and generations. But it's gotten worse. It's gotten to the point now to where corporate profits are. You shouldn't be. Did you hear Joe Biden telling the oil and gas companies don't price gouge on because of this storm? Because he knows they're going to. Because they've already been recording record profits. And the price of oil dropped a long time ago. Price of oil has come down. Why ain't the price come down? Well, because they're making a lot of money. That's
John, in the last 2 days, the cost of gas went up in my neighborhood 50 cents. It's almost $7 now.
And they'll blame it on Ian. Well, the storm down there knocked a lot of stuff. The rigs out in the Gulf had to shut down, and production at this factory or that refinery had to shut down. Yeah, kiss my ass. They play the game with, I swear, it's like one of those things but you can't prove. I've worked in the oil field down here for a long time. You see how the game is played down here. It's a commodity. The price is right, sell it, baby. When the price is not right, shut it in. Shut it in. Just shut the tap off. Wait for the right. Well, people are going to suffer. Well, who gives a shit? We're going to make money.
This OPEC is fucked. This OPEC deal is not good because it ties every country into having this global price. So, like, America's got lots of its own oil, but it can't use it. It's got to go into OPEC collective, and then it's sold out from there.
That's what people don't understand when they say talking about American oil. American oil? You do know every bit of that fucking oil is sold on the open market.
Yep.
Every bit of it. So it's American oil or Saudi oil, it doesn't matter. Oil's oil, baby. and it's sold as a standard commodity. That's what it is. But they can sure sell that Buy American down here, American energy efficient, energy independent. You know how you get energy independent? More solar and wind power. That's how you become energy independent.
Yep.
That's the way you do it. And I got to say, I'm loving in my area down here. They are putting up wind turbines, wind generators, all around me. And it's pretty neat at night when you get up on the hill down there, the only little hill we have around here. You get down there.
The birds disappeared?
Yeah, no birds. Yeah.
No
bullshit,
birds.
Bullshit. We got lots of birds.
Who's sweeping up all the dead birds? Who's sweeping up all the dead birds?
They synchronize the little red light at the top of those towers with each other. They all come on at the exact same time. So at night you get way up there and you can just see 50 little red lights just boop, come on and go off. Boop, come on and go off. It's really neat. But I like seeing that because it is the future. It's just like we're all going to go to electric cars. Eventually, we're all going to be driving electric cars. That's the way it's all going to go. Because oil is a finite resource. Eventually, one day we're going to run out, period.
Wind turbines for home use are also coming on the market now at a much cheaper price.
They are. And as a matter of fact,
cheaper.
I used to go over when I was hauling in the oil field, past the place over at Creosote Springs, and this old boy had a windmill right out there, wind turbine, right there on his property. There was no lines running to his house.
You can buy them for a couple $1,000 at Lowe's.
And that's what you call energy efficient.
Yeah, the most expensive part is the battery. You can get the turbine at Lowe's for $29.99.
It's always the batteries. The batteries are the key to storing the power, and a good inverter. That's the two critical parts that you need. Good
batteries get better every year. Batteries improve all the time.
Indeed.
What you have to have is marine batteries.
With first mobile phones, your battery had to charge it every night because it would go flat overnight. And today they'll, 2 or 3 days.
To tell everybody you're not at home. Anyway, I guess we ought to wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming in here tonight. I really am. I had a rough start.
Can I ask a question, please?
What?
Please?
What?
Can I? How many thumbs up have we got, John? How many thumbs up have we got?
63.
Let's have a.
I don't know.
That's what I see. I don't know.
53?
63 is what I see, but that may be out of date.
I can't see it. I don't have that.
Okay, guys, let's get into it. Let's see if we can get to 100 before John closes.
Like, share, and subscribe, baby. That's what this is all about. Try to spread the word around. When I say try to get somebody else to take you to vote, this is a good way to do it. Hey, did you see this idiot I watch? He's kind of redneck, but watch him. He's pretty funny sometimes. He says some good stuff. And then you share it over there, and they go, oh, well, man. Maybe this guy's got an idea.
No, the thumbs up are very important, guys. We need to get John some thumbs up so we can get some more listeners.
It would help. It would help grow this family all the time, baby. Because the more this family grows, the more assured voters we have out there spreading that word, baby. What's that, David?
Yeah. The family always responds. They do. We look after each other. It's good.
This is a great family.
I just shared to my Facebook account, but all my redneck friends I used to have from high school have all left me because they don't like my post.
Well, like I always tell y'all, my hat, the way I look, it's just a trap, baby. Oh, look at that guy. He's redneck. Hey, how you doing? How about that Trump guy? Oh, the trap's been set and just slammed shut on them, and they don't know what to do.
What a family. Look, 80 odd, mid-80s now. We're getting there.
We're almost there. We can do it. We're going to sit here and say goodnight to everybody. Y'all still got time to hit the button, baby.
Yeah, still got time.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody.
We're only 16 away, guys. Just 16.
We got 16
Someone's
more.
pressed
Wait a minute. This will do it.
Yep.
I always hold up a kitten.
And we lost.
A kitten gets them every time. Look at her. Meow. She's been asleep in my lap. I don't even know it's a he or she yet. Been in my lap the whole time this time. Came crawling up here. So.
Oh my God.
Ain't that sweet?
Look at the eyes. Look at those eyes.
They're just so pitiful. Daddy loves
the
babies.
Blue or what?
Yes, they are very blue. 2 of them. It's got little blue eyes. Oh, look at you. Get out of here. I'll start talking like a baby or some shit. I'm a manly man. I don't do that. Come here, sweetie.
I thought you were going to control your cats, John. I thought you were going to keep the pussies out of there.
I spoil every one of my animals. Best I can, baby. That's my job in life, is to make their life easy. And yeah, I'm fixing to take these little
Bernadette.
three out on the porch and introduce them to the three on the front porch. They're
Bernadette, how
cousins.
do you do it, darling?
I'm sorry. How do I do what?
But Paula wants me to put the cat's butt to the camera so she can tell.
Oh, get out of here. I just see you there on the chat, having a chat, and you're in the conversation here in the room, and then you're looking out for trolls, and you're killing off trolls, mate. You're
Thank you, Bart
multi-skilled, aren't you?
My mind has been multitasking for years. Okay.
Well, my brother,
I'm
speak of trolls,
Dave, if
My-
you saw what I operate on, I'm on several different devices. I got wireless everything, and yeah, it's a hot mess over
Remember
here,
that
but
commercial the
we
guy
managed
kept
to
on
make it
saying,
work.
it's time to make the donuts, it's time to make the donuts. He opens the door and
Oh,
there's the guy that
God,
says, I already made the donuts.
John,
Yeah, that's my life.
John,
That's my life.
John,
Yes, dear.
let me explain something to you.
What?
I used to own a bakery.
Did you?
That was one.
It was
That
time
was
to
one
make
of
the
the
donuts.
worst things that you could say in
Huh.
my household was, especially at 2:00 in the morning.
It's time
It's
to make.
time to make the
Oh,
donuts
man.
because that's what time bakers get up
I had.
and go to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
You
back
guys can have
again.
nice fresh donuts and bread in the morning.
best time to go to a
Okay.
bakery is to go about 3:00 in the morning, go in the back door and pick them off
Exactly.
the shelves, what you want to buy.
My Uncle
I used to do
Albert
that
in New
all
Orleans.
the time.
Time to make the donuts.
My
Oh
uncle-
my God, I remember that line so very
I
well.
had an Uncle Albert that
Oh.
owned a bakery in New Orleans, and I have to admit, it wasn't the donuts. For me, it was
Best bagels
every
come
day
hot off the
starts
shelf.
the day with a lot of French
But let
bread.
me tell you something. I make hella good bread in my kitchen today. And
Did you?
bagels and a whole bunch of other things
Your little
too.
thingy
Oh,
working
yes.
pretty good there, the Food
Oh
Ninja thingy?
yes. Oh
man.
yes. And
Wanna get me
I
one of
cleaned out my oven the other
Where'd
day
it
when
go?
I wasn't on here, and everything's just fresh and it's light and it's fluffy and
that. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it then, baby. I know you like to cook anyway.
Bernadette sounds so happy.
Yes.
I am. When I'm cooking for my family, I am at my best.
That's your happy zone? Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
All right.
And
Well,
tonight it's burritos.
it's burrito.
Yeah.
Burrito
It's
night.
Sounds
burrito
good to
night.
me. I love them.
Yes.
There she is.
So
Back up here
hit
again.
the
I don't-
thumbs up, you guys, before you walk out and say goodnight. And
It looks like
hey,
it's getting there.
tomorrow is Beer and Bud Friday,
Beer and Bud Friday
Oh.
tomorrow. So,
and let's
what
do
about
it again.
But you won't post it on TikTok, or you can't post.
I
Beer
will.
and
I
Bud
will
on
be
TikTok.
there. I just won't have the beer and Bud in my hand.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
I'll just insinuate something, or I don't know what I'll do. I'll play it by ear, but nope, can't do that on TikTok. Or I might make two videos. I don't know. I made 2 today, not on purpose. It's right when you get into it. Hey, how y'all doing? It's what the fuck day is it? I did the same thing today when I went to do my video. When I went into, hey, how y'all doing? Blah blah blah. It's a beautiful day down here in South Texas. Yeah, I couldn't remember what the fuck day it was. Damn. Oh, it's Thursday. Too late. You got to start all over again. So, the things I do for love, baby. I'm telling you. I'll try to get it right. All those little things I keep, though. Talk about bloopers. Oh, John got bloopers. A lot of them are really X-rated, too. Oh, you stupid. Got the blink, blink, beep, 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 beep. All that kind of shit. Anyway, DJ, thank you for coming in, brother. We enjoy your voice every time you're in here.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Enjoyed it. And Ozzy, always a pleasure,
Yo.
my friend. Always.
My pleasure returned. I just had a thought. What you can do with TikTok is have a button. Get
Yeah.
Travis to set you up with a button
But
that when you press it,
I'm good
you
with
get
buttons.
on the screen. You get maybe a little cartoon of a dog doing a wee on a tree, and while that cartoon's running for 8-10 seconds,
Yep.
you're still talking.
I
You
think,
have your little chuff.
I think I got to figure this out because, Marcia, there's this lady in Texas that does a show on TikTok. I just love her. She's crazy. I can't remember her name right now. But she'll hold her hand up like that to the camera. And when she does, TikTok will put a page like whatever you copied. It's like holding up a piece of paper or something. But every time she
Yep.
raises her hand, TikTok puts that. I don't know what it is, an app that does it. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe but then I thought to myself, well, that'd
Yeah.
be difficult to light a pipe with one hand. What if I put the pipe in my
No,
mouth?
I just think maybe a Trump meme of the day or whatever, but there's lots of memes around that you can just grab one. And when you're going to have a
Maybe
little
one
bit
of
of a
those-
chuff there, you just press that button and
Maybe-
hold it down while you chuff or whatever.
Now, I've put this kitten on the floor 3 times, and guess where it is? It's
Back
in
right
your lap.
It's back in my lap again. And I found me a friend. Anyway, maybe I'll get one of those little things.
I'll
that
give you a
pops
bit of
up and says,
advice.
technical difficulties.
Cats are not easy to train, especially if the owner doesn't put
Are
the
you
time
shitting me, Dave? They train me
They-
very well, buddy. They're real good at training.
in.
Doesn't take them any time at all to train me just right. I'm telling you.
Hey,
I'm a
listen,
sucker
John.
for babies,
Next
man.
time someone says, to you, have you seen the dog bowl? You just turn around and say, no, I didn't know you could bowl.
I ain't looking.
That was a
Marcia
pretty
showed
long
me a
one, though.
TikTok video. I got to say this real quick. I'm still laughing every time because it's so true. It was a video, and all it said in words typed up on the screen, how to call your dog without calling your dog. And it was this lady who just held up a Ziploc bag and opened it. That's it. And around the corner, here comes this dog, and he sticks his head out there like, what? That's how to call your, and it happened. All I have to do is walk to a little snack. I have a snack, little bag of, today I bought buffalo chips.
They hear it or smell it.
Oh,
They know.
she hears that bag, she's right in the cage. Because she knows I got to put her in the cage to let Jack out. Because we still don't put those two together. And because it's just, we can't do that. Anyway, before we go, Mark Perkins just came in with $5 and said, we want to see the bloopers, John. There is a lot of bloopers, I'm telling you. And half of them you can tell at the end of it. I'm just, right when they go to turn the camera off, I'm pissed. Fuck, goddammit. Shit. You know, it's like, because it's hard to do.
Well,
when
make
you
a
do something,
blooper reel.
yeah. Because see, when I start, it really, I very seldom now have anything written behind the camera. I used to do that a lot, and I still should, to remind me of things I really want to say. But it all comes from memory, from my heart, because that's where I want it to come out. But then the old Rolodex up there, you get halfway through it, all of a sudden, and I'll tell you what, that thing that I'm trying to think of right now just ain't my, there you go. You just ruined the whole damn thing, and I could be 5-10 minutes in. So yeah, I try to watch. Anyway, Ozzy, thank you for being here. Bernadette, thank you so much, baby. I'm glad how is everything, by the way? Everything's going well?
Everything is wonderful.
Good.
Dominic just got his report card. He's got like 4 A's and 2
Outstanding,
B's.
Dominic.
Doing
Well
really
done.
good.
That's
Doing
that
really
blue
good.
dot,
Well
baby.
done.
So really proud of him.
Outstanding.
So
Give him our love.
I
Give him
will.
our love. And
I
for
will.
all of our blue dots on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you so much for coming in and joining in the conversation. It's going to pick up again, I believe it or not. It's as soon as I get some sleep and get my shit together, then we got a lot of stuff coming up and we have a lot to talk about. Anyway, tomorrow is indeed Beer and Bud Friday, so I don't know if it's going to be live. I don't know if it's going to be live or if it's going to be Memorex until my day unfolds. And Mondays and Fridays, you know what they say. Anyway, take care of yourself. Put a smile on your face. Try to put a smile on somebody else's face. It's going to make your day a whole lot better if you do. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for being here. Y'all say good night to everybody.
Night.
Night, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all later.